Welcome to the Efficient Practice Podcast. If you want increased productivity, profitability, and a better quality of life, this show is for you. And now your host, Dr. Evelyn Samuel.
Hello, and welcome to the Efficient Practice Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Evelyn Samuel, and I am super excited about today's interview. It's been a while, and I had this idea to do a segment for the Efficient Practice Podcast entitled Hidden Voices. And what I want to feature on this Hidden Voices segment are great dentists, professionals, business owners who we hear of, but we should hear more of. And so I want to talk about hidden voices that are doing wonderful things. And when I came up with this idea, I thought, who would be the first person I would love to interview to do this special segment? And none other than the amazing, incomparable, intellectual person who's doing everything. Dr. Darwin Kyle Hayes came to mind. Hello, Dr. Darwin. Hi.
How you doing? You gave him my full government name now.
I sure did. I gave them your full government name, and I did that because my son's name is Kyle too. So
That's
I have
right.
to highlight that. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So Dr. Darwin and I have been friends for many, many years. So this is going to be a conversation. It probably won't be too technical, but just a meeting of friends from way, way, way back in the day.
There
So
you go.
how you doing, Dr. Darwin?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on the show, and excited to catch up with you.
Yeah, it's me too. Me too. How you been?
Good, busy. You know,
Yes, of course.
daddyhood and dentisthood and professionalhood, all those things.
Yes. Can you tell me before we jump in, how are you balancing it all?
You have to be intentional. I mean, you have to have priorities. You got to know what things are important. And, that usually comes from within. You have to set your own boundaries and your own priorities. So once you do that, you tend to be able to get things done, so that it's not necessarily you're trying to do everything, but it's just part of your daily routine. So balance is just not necessarily a balance, but it's an intentional effort to get things done.
Right. And we're working at it every day. Yes.
Every day.
Every day. Good. Well, it's so great to see you. And for those who do not know you, which I see you everywhere, and you told me a long time ago I needed to do better about being everywhere. But I see you everywhere. I see you on the podcast. I see you doing all these great things. And I don't want to steal your thunder. But I'd like for you to tell us a little bit about yourself for those who may be listening to the podcast who are not familiar with what you do.
Awesome. So I'm a dentist, oral health physician, oral health practitioner, oral health consultant, general dentist, been practicing, oh goodness, what is it now? Oh wow, almost 30 years if you count the 4 years that we were studying and training to become dentists. It's almost 30 years since that first day of dental school. Woo! And I've had, I would say, a very varied exposure and career within private practice, military. I was in active duty in the military for a while. I've done a residency, been residency director for one of at the time was the second largest residency program in the country. And just recently finished a couple of years, actually almost 5 years as the former dental director for the state of New Jersey, and been doing consulting, helping hospitals integrate oral health into their hospital system. Been doing some consulting with businesses looking to create residency programs, looking to um, have offices that kind of function as a residency program, but also as a pipeline for their businesses, and also helping the future new dentists, the future practitioners of oral health with getting into dental school and getting into residency, and then also life as a new dentist as well. So staying busy for
Oh
sure.
my goodness, you really are. You're staying very busy. So I wanna you're doing quite a few things, and I wanna hone in. It all has a theme, right? You said a lot about, like, helping the new dentist, creating a residency program or helping some hospitals, to catapult or to start with those programs as well. And what exactly got you into, um, your profession as a consultant and helping these new dentists to pursue these programs?
I would say it really goes back to the mentors who were faculty members, who were chairs of different departments in dental school and also in residencies. Those individuals and their ability to teach, educate, and really guide me as a new dentist, both as a student, as a resident, and then after residency in the military as well. Um, Knowing the importance of getting help and being connected with those that can help you, or in my case at that time, help me as I progressed through my career. And also seeing the importance of continuing education, right? Not just clinical education, but education about the business of dentistry, and how that was very impactful. Also, education related to our colleagues. I was able to be part of an office back in the early 2000s, an office in Houston, Texas, that was one of the premier leaders of Invisalign and also with cosmetic dentistry. And at the time, we were the number one producers of Invisalign in the world as GPs. And with that came the opportunity to teach practitioners, offices, practices, some of the systems and things that we were doing. So that also kind of encouraged an opportunity for me, or just really encouraged me to want to be able to give, teach, educate as I was learning, but also share that information, share those successes with others. I think that's where it really came from. And then later, seeing the importance of having guidance, having help, not only in the business of dentistry when I had my own office in LA, and how I would always reach out to former classmates or colleagues that were also maybe doing the same thing or had done the same thing years previous to that, realizing the importance of always learning, connecting, always getting help and guidance as you're progressing through your career. So when eventually went back to become a residency program director, and we had a large program of close to 40 residents. You could see I could see myself in a lot of the of the new docs in the sense that, they were searching, looking for guidance and help after dental school. And again, there was an opportunity to teach, to share, to mentor. And I just pretty much just made a decision to make it more formalized during that time. to really guide those residents into life after residency, life after dental school, which included opening up practices, partnerships, and also getting into specialty programs, whether it was oral surgery, pedo, endo, etc. Um, so that's kind of like how it happened, all originating from me as a student, as a new dentist, and the things and the support that I received over the years, all through residency, dental school residency, and then in my career as a military dentist, and also as a new associate as well.
So it was, I like how you laid it out because it's a really nice progression. Starting with you being a dental student, you having mentors in dental school and having experiences in the private practice, producing with Invisalign or with the practice you were with, having a private practice, becoming the director or the program director for the residents. So it was just like a beautiful progression. And it seems like almost a natural progression in what your purpose is now in terms of helping those residents with life thereafter. And so I want to talk a little bit too about the residents that are looking to become specialists. And I understand with your program that you help them to get ready or to make themselves more appealing for programs. What are some of the things that you do or some of the challenges you see for residents who want to become specialists? And how do you help them with that?
So some of the challenges can start as early as the first year of dental school, because you're going to have a handful of students that already know they want to do ortho, that already know they want to be a pediatric dentist, that already know they want to go into oral surgery. So that's good, but there's a lot of things that you want to do in addition to your 4 years of dental school. 1 year at a time. There's a lot of things you want to be doing in preparation and building that that ultimate applicant and candidacy for residency. Then you have the individuals that maybe have not decided until second, third, or sometimes even fourth year, which is still okay, but it can be a challenge only because there's less time to potentially get your application together. Not that you can't, it's just that there's some missed time in putting together and journaling your experiences or shadowing, maybe even doing research, right? So I think one of the first challenges a lot of people have is making the decision. And when that happens, it's going to be different for everybody, right? Once you've decided, another challenge is just dental school itself. Um, you're learning a new language with dentistry and oral health, and you're doing things didactically. You're learning, and you're also learning in the pre-clinic, and it's a very, very heavy course load. So it's a lot to just be a dental student, not to add on learning all the things that you need to learn in your first and second year of dental school, but then to also know what to do in preparation for 3 or 4 years later when you graduate to get your application together. Typically, it's not going to be taught in dental school. You're not going to figure that out. I mean, you're not going to be presented with those tips and those strategies during that time because that's not the focus of schools. They're making you into a clinical technician, and there's not a lot of time. So a lot of the things about life after dental school, including residency and getting your application together, it's very minimal as far as the exposure that you get. So that can be a challenge. Other things that are challenges for applicants is, finding that time to do maybe some research or be involved in research. Get candidates all the time. Half have done some research, whether it's their own, whether they've been on a team at the dental school or at the medical school or pharmacy school, nursing school. And then there's the other half that have not done any research, and they're concerned because the specialty that they're going into, and as a specialist in training, you will be doing some forms of research. So that could be a challenge for some applicants, finding the time and the opportunities to get involved and get some experiences and with research. And one quick other challenge for students who are considering residency programs. Well, actually, there's two. Some of them, again, not starting the application early enough. There are a lot of components to the application, many of which the applicant or the candidate does not control, meaning you're waiting on letters of recommendations from other people. You're waiting um, for maybe grades to come out. You're waiting to take some exams that will enhance your application. So that can be a challenge for individuals as well, and starting early in the process. And again, most schools and most curriculums do not include information about how to apply to residency programs.
Mhm.
And if they do, it's very brief. It's very kind of glosses over. Yeah, here's this application. Here's an application service, but nothing really not enough about how to formulate your CV, not a resume, but a CV, and how to select and research programs, schools and programs that you're considering. Um, Other things that make you a distinct and a different candidate than all the other hundreds, if not thousands, of individuals that are applying for your particular specialty program. So that's what we provide. We provide that training, that information, that coaching, that mentoring that helps fill the gaps that many new dentists have. And I say new dentists, not only recent grads or upcoming grads, but also colleagues and dentists that have graduated and maybe now they're considering going back into a specialty and they want to go back into academia to become a board certified endodontist, a board certified orthodontist. So they've been working 3, 4, 5 years, if not longer. And there can be that disconnection from academia to the point where they're just not familiar, or it's been a while since they've updated their CV or even created a CV because they've been using a resume, a different type of format. So again, it bridges the training and the coaching and services that we provide, help you bridge that gap so that you do two things, because there's 2 steps in the process. Number 1, get your application together. And then also number 2, have an application that's so strong that you get an invitation for an interview, and then crushing the interview uh, at the residency interview day as well. So we help candidates with those 2 most important things: their application, and then also getting ready for their interview day.
Okay, that's excellent. As you were talking, and I was listening to all the things that you do, and listening to the things that we learn in dental school. Because you're right. In dental school, we're trained to be scientists, to be dentists, to be doctors. And I'll go a step further and say it's just like going into private practice. We're not taught to be business owners. And so you get out, and the majority of what you do, if you're in a solo practice, is run a business. So this is a lot like that. It's a lot akin to that same thing. They're not taught to know how to apply for these specialty programs. They're not taught to make themselves stand out above the rest because it's very competitive. And like you
Right.
said, I remember when I started dental school, from day one, there were classmates who wanted to be oral surgeons, or like you said, ortho, which is very popular. And if you're not trained to do that, you may be a very good candidate, but if you don't know how to package that, if you don't know how to make yourself presentable, number one, you may not get the interview. And number two, if you get it, you may not stand out. So I think it's very admirable what you're doing. And I don't know too many people that are as unique as you are and specialized to do the thing you do. And that comes from your experience, like you told us in the intro, your private practice experience, your, group practice experience, your experience as a program director of a residency. So you're looking at it from a different set of eyes. You know what makes candidates stand out. You sat in on the interviews. You know what your colleagues are looking at when they're looking for candidates to come to this program,
Right.
the
Right.
research that is needed. So I think it's a great thing you're doing, and I hope that in some way this broadcast helps to have more people know that they can do it if they have the right help, mentorship, guidance to do so. And so with that, I know that I've seen, like I said, I see you everywhere. I've seen some of the people who have come through your program. Can you share just some success stories of people maybe you've worked with to help them to get into some of these specialty programs?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So the success stories are really based on individuals that want their dream to come true. Right. They want their dream to become true of being an orthodontist, an endodontist, oral surgeon, a pediatric dentist, a dental anesthesiologist, right? Which is a specialty, recent specialty that there's a lot of candidates. The success is really, again, based off of their dream, but also based on their willingness to receive help, right? If you're not willing to receive help, then how are you going to how are you going to do something different to get a different result, especially for many people who are applying for the first time? I do, and we have had clients that are, this is their second or maybe third time that they've applied, were not successful in that cycle, and now have reached out to us because they got to do something different, whether it's something in their application or many a time it's their interview, something about their interview, about their presentation. So the successes that we've had has been based on people receiving help in areas that they were eventually aware that they needed help in, right? So being able to talk about, well, things that you should include in your CV that maybe you didn't include last time, um, things that you should include in your personal statement that you didn't mention at all. Uh, you know, um, Making sure that you highlight not only things that are in your CV, but going into detail or very brief detail so that you're able to stand out in those with those two documents. And then same thing with your interviewing. making sure that you're prepared at the level of what the admissions team or selection committee is not only looking for, but what they're expecting. And some things that you need to do as a candidate that typically you wouldn't think you need to do, things that you need to say, things that you need to mention, and also how you conduct yourself, and also how you follow up after the interview. A lot of different things that, again, as dental students and as new dentists, we're not thinking about. We're not told. We're not reminded. We're used to being told about the technical aspects of a procedure, et cetera. So these are very important life skills that will determine your life moving forward in the next 20 or 30 years as you become a specialist or an advanced trained general dentist as well. So again, a lot of those successes are based on individuals looking to ensure that they not only put themselves in the best opportunity to be selected, but also once they're selected and get an interview, that they are making sure that they are and that they give the selection committee every reason why they must select him or her for that position.
Very well said. When you were saying that, I was thinking in terms of the willingness to be helped. The thought just came in my mind. You don't know what you don't know, right? So you have to seek out people that can help you maybe see those blind spots that you don't know about. And you have to be willing to get help. That's with anything. You have to be able to listen to the help. And you have to be able to apply those pearls, that are
Yeah.
bestowed on you.
Yeah. I always say, and I tell clients and individuals all the time, I said, the smartest dental student, the smartest dentist, the smartest applicant, the smartest dentist is the one that asks for help. There's no such thing as a stupid question. There's no such thing as, oh, I'm not sure what they'll think about me if I ask this question or if I ask for help. Listen, if you knew everything, there would no need for you to become a dentist. There would be no need for you to become a specialist. Everybody would be coming to you for answers, and that's not necessarily the case. So, yes, it's part of the process. Part of your learning process and a part of your development is the ability to ask for help and the willingness to receive that help as well.
Mhm. Mhm. And when I think about getting help, I think about investments, right? And you and I have talked over the years, and we talked about in the beginning how we sought out help and we invested a lot in help in terms of our businesses, the practices, and
Hmm.
coaches and things of
Hmm.
that sort. And I think in terms of the investment, people have to think about how it changes your life because you invest in this coaching, and if that helps you to become an orthodontist or an oral surgeon, how much does that investment help with the outcome of your entire life? So we've talked about the coaching, like I said, over the years. So it's great for these candidates to be thinking in terms of investing in themselves, investing in coaching, and investing in their future. So how does one work with you? Like, how do they find you? How do they enter into your realm to get help for these programs?
There are a lot of ways, but probably the most direct way is, especially for students and dentists that are looking to get into dental school and also um, get into residency and learn more about different parts of our profession. A lot of people are just finding, they're doing Google searches, right? Google searches and getting on YouTube. Shout out to YouTube for being able to have a platform where individuals can learn. It's almost like YouTube University now, right? Where you can learn anything and everything about how to do things, how to approach things, all for your personal and professional development. So over the years, I have spent a lot of time procuring information and value and tips and strategies via a podcast on YouTube, a channel on YouTube called Dr. Darwin Speaks. Um, Typically, if you were to Google dental school, dentist, pre-dental school, pre-dental student, anything related to dentistry, residency, any of the disciplines, you probably will find one of our videos that has been out in the YouTube University universe over the last 8 years. Um, um, as it relates more specifically to preparing and making the decision and preparing for um, your application for residency, there's a special link that is embedded in most, if not all, of the residency related playlist videos on YouTube, where you can schedule what we call a residency candidate discovery chat. And we'll spend about 20-30 minutes and talk about your goals, the challenges, the problem, where you think you need the help with the most. And that's probably and is the best way, the most direct way um, to for us to have that conversation. Because I don't even know if I can help you based on what you're trying to do. I don't know. And that's why that discussion is very key. We want to know more about your timeline. We want to know where you are in the process. We want to know what your goal is. What we want to know a little bit more about what's going to happen if you don't get in this cycle. All of those things, in addition to sharing a little bit more about the landscape of advanced dental education as well. So um, we can share that link. It's a long link, but you can also shoot us an email at newdentistcoach@gmail.com. Also, you can shoot me an email at drdarwin@thenewdentistcoach.com.
Okay. We'll share all of those links, and your email address is in the show notes as well. Okay. And finally, with doing all these things that you're doing and working with these candidates for dental school specialty programs, what do you find most rewarding with working and helping them to achieve their career goals and life goals in essence?
Yeah, the most rewarding is the impact, is the outcome, right? Even if it's not necessarily the outcome they wanted for that particular cycle, it's the transformation that many have gone through the process based on where they were or what they did the year before, and it was unsuccessful, and they reached out to us to do something different, to get a different result the second time or this third cycle. And just seeing the transformation of individuals from the application process, and then maybe them getting additional interviews that they maybe didn't get last cycle, or even seeing the level of confidence and the level of what is it, confidence, and also comfort with them presenting themselves when they have that conversation at the interview, and the things that they're able to articulate and how they present themselves the fact that they see the difference over that process is very rewarding. And of course, when clients are able to match or get selected into programs and they're excited, that also is a great thing, right? Additionally, I think one of the things that I really love is the fact that because of YouTube, because of um, our reach now through business and consulting and just anything that we're learning about and doing, because the reach is international and it's worldwide, and you can pretty much reach anyone on the planet. That's also very amazing. I keep a list. You can't see it, but I keep a list of individuals that I've talked to over the years, and the locations on, where they're from ranges from Africa to Brazil to Ecuador, Canada, Japan, Australia, India, parts of India, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia. The reach is just it's been amazing. And what's even more amazing is the fact and the opportunity to talk to all these different dentists from all over the planet, so to speak, and being able to be connected with them and provide them some guidance of some of my experiences or some information, knowing that it's going to help them somehow in their journey. I think that's been probably the most rewarding over the last 8 years. And again, I'm looking over to the right here. You guys can't see. I'm looking at this list, and there's a lot more countries that I didn't even mention. But yes, North America, South America, England, Europe, Asia. I mean, it's been a lot. And just again, seeing the transformation, seeing the people, both who are just entering dental school and then who have finished dental school, have done 2 residencies, and now they're going to do a specialty. And seeing that transformation literally over the last, 6 to 8 years, and still being connected with those colleagues now as they are continuing to develop and progress through their careers. Just knowing that I had some impact, or we had some impact early on at some stage, that's rewarding. That's been the rewarding thing.
That's beautiful. You are making an impact, and you're doing it globally. So Dr. Darwin speaks globally. All right. All right.
Absolutely.
Well, it's been so great catching up with you. Thank you so much for taking a moment to sit down and speak with me. I know you are very busy and you're doing some great things. So I appreciate you taking time to catch up with me.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
All right. So this concludes another episode of the Efficient Practice Podcast. Please like, rate, and review the show. And I will also have in our show links some of Dr. Darwin's contact information, so that if you're looking to get into a specialty program or dental school, or just wanting to get more information about becoming more fulfilled in this dental profession, you'll be able to reach out to it. So thank you so much for joining. And until next time, take care and be well.
Thank you for listening to the Efficient Practice Podcast with Dr. Evelyn Samuel.